Chapter 26. The Night Naomi Fell. Praise be to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of compassion and the God of all comfort, who comforts us in all our troubles. 2 Corinthians 1:3, verse 4. The wind changed on a Friday, not the kind that flutters curtains or stirs gum leaves in lazy rhythm, but the kind that slices through denim and needles the skin as it passes. Ruthie felt it before she named it. A shift, a warning. She kept herself busy that day. Laundry on the line, sweeping grit from the porch, scrubbing at that old stain on the counter that never quite lifted. All the while, she told herself it was just a breeze, but deep down, she knew better. It had been days since the break-in. The police had called once, flat-voiced and vague.
We don't believe Dylan is still in the area.
No reassurance, just words. Everyone was trying to return to normal, but Ruthie couldn't shake the feeling that Dylan's damage wasn't done, not even close. James was out repairing the front gate, staying within earshot of the house just in case. When Ruthie wandered over, arms crossed against the wind, she asked gently,
Hey, have you heard from Naomi? I haven't heard from her in the last 24 hours. I sent a couple of messages. No reply.
James paused mid-twist of wire and looked up, brow furrowed.
Nah, I don't think so.
He said after a moment.
But I've got to head into town anyway. Need more wire for the fence. If you're up for it, we could swing by the bookshop. She's probably just busy.
But when they arrived, the bookshop was shut tight. No back in 5 sign. Just the faded placard that read, closed, swinging slightly in the wind. The shutters were drawn, lights off, door locked, from the inside. Naomi's ute sat in its usual crooked way, one tire hugging the gravel, the other buried in overgrown grass. James narrowed his eyes. Ruthie pressed her palm against the glass, still, silent.
I'll check around back.
James muttered, already striding toward the alley. The alley behind the shop was damp and musty and littered with empty boxes. When James tried the handle of the back door, it creaked open,
She never leaves this unlocked.
he said. Inside, the air hit them like a slap, thick, sour, and suffocating. The acrid stench of stale alcohol clung to the air. James hesitated, then turned to her, jaw tight.
Wait outside.
He said quietly, more out of habit than hope. But Ruthie didn't move, didn't listen. She followed him in, the soles of her boots sticking slightly to the warped linoleum as they passed the counter and stepped into the back room. And then they saw her. Naomi, slumped over the table in the break room, motionless. One arm dangled limp at her side. Her head rested on a crooked elbow, hair falling like a curtain across her face. Beside her, a bottle, half empty, tipped, its contents trailing dark and sticky down the wood like a quiet confession. James exhaled hard.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
He muttered, voice thick with something between sadness and restrained anger. Ruthie's brow furrowed.
What's going on?
James hesitated, then,
She told you it's been hard, yeah? But what she probably didn't say is, Naomi's an alcoholic. She was sober for 5 years, I think.
Ruthie's heart sank.
See, James?
She said with a hint of anger in her voice.
Me being here is just causing more trouble.
James turned to her sharply.
Ruthie, don't. Don't take this on as your fault. It's not. Naomi needs us right now. That's the only thing that matters.
She nodded, swallowing shame. James, stepping forward.
Naomi?
James called. No answer. He stepped closer.
Naomi?
She flinched, then jerked upright, eyes glassy, bloodshot. Mascara streaked her cheeks.
Hey,
She slurred, voice thick.
what you doing here?
The shop was closed. We just wanted to make sure you were okay.
Ruthie said gently. Naomi laughed, a brittle, jagged sound.
That's a dangerous question.
She downed the last of the bottle before James could stop her.
That's enough.
James said, stepping forward and gently taking the bottle.
No,
She snapped, shoving at his chest.
I'm fine. I just needed a break.
You're not fine,
Ruthie said, voice trembling but sure.
but you don't have to do this alone. Please, come with us.
Naomi's fight drained slowly.
You don't understand.
She said,
I had it together. I just needed a small drink.
her voice broke slightly.
You don't know how hard I've been struggling.
Tears spilled freely now.
Ruthie,
Her voice cracked, barely holding together.
come on, you know it. There's no escaping the fear of your abuser.
She reached out, unsteady. James stepped in, firm.
Naomi, that's enough. You can barely stand.
No,
She cried, her voice sharp with fury.
you don't get to tell me what to do.
She spun wildly, knocking over a stack of books. A paperback flew across the room like a wounded bird. And then she crumpled. Rage fled, sobbed against the floor. James didn't hesitate. He bent low and lifted her gently. Naomi clung to him. One small sob escaped, but it held everything. Ruthie opened the back door, the breeze curling in, cool, steady, unearned. Grace, brushing gently against the wreckage. James eased Naomi into the back seat with the same care he might have used for someone wounded. She resisted at first, muttering something sharp and incoherent, but her body sagged, heavy with exhaustion, and whatever pain still churned inside her. Ruthie climbed in beside her, pulling the door shut with a soft click that felt far too final. She reached for the flannel she'd kept in the car, worn and smelling faintly of lavender and wood smoke, and wrapped it gently around Naomi's trembling shoulders. Naomi didn't speak, but she didn't push it away either. Her breathing began to slow, just a little. The drive back to the farm passed in a hush. Only the soft whir of tires and Bear's low whine filled the space. The landscape outside blurred into night. Streetlights and silhouettes flickered past, indifferent to the storm they carried inside the car. Back at the farmhouse, the night stretched long and heavy. Naomi unraveled in waves. It began with defiance, shoulders tight, jaw clenched, sarcasm biting through every word. But the sharp edges softened, and the heat of her fury gave way to something deeper. Rawer, the kind of sorrow that came from the marrow. She wept, not neatly, not quietly, but in heaving, broken sobs that shook her body and soaked Ruthie's sleeve. She wept for the girl she used to be, for the woman she was now. For Ruthie, for herself, for all the days she had survived when she didn't want to, for the years she had pretended the world was safe just because she'd learned to smile. Her rage came next. She cursed God aloud, swearing at the ceiling with a fury that startled even James. Her voice cracked with bitterness. Her fists pounded the wooden table until her knuckles turned red. Then, all at once, her body collapsed inward, like a building giving way. She slid from the chair and curled on the floor, arms wrapped around her knees, whispering desperate, choked prayers through the sobs.
Please,
She whimpered.
please, God, please don't leave me like this.
James turned away, jaw tight, heart cracking. Ruthie knelt beside her friend, her hand a gentle weight on Naomi's back. They didn't offer platitudes. They didn't try to fix it. They just stayed. Naomi swayed between worlds, shouting, crying, then falling silent, as if grief had hollowed her out completely. Sometimes she curled into the corner of the couch like a frightened child. Other times she sat upright, eyes far away, as though watching ghosts move through the room. And then, a few hours before dawn, she crumpled. Her body gave out mid-sentence, her head falling back against the cushion. Sleep took her in the way exhaustion sometimes does, with no warning, no grace. just silence. Her chest rose and fell in slow, even breaths, spent, silent. James and Ruthie stood nearby, shoulder to shoulder in the quiet. They didn't speak, not yet. It was the first time in hours they had dared to exhale, the tension in their bodies slowly unspooling. Naomi wasn't drinking. She wasn't raging. She wasn't trying to escape herself anymore. She was still, and for now, that was enough.
Thank you for listening to this chapter of Healing on the Land. If this story has touched your heart, I'd love for you to come join me for the next chapter. You can find it here on this channel. If you'd like to support more Christian storytelling, you can purchase the full book or make a donation using the link in the description. Your support, no matter the size, helps us to continue writing stories of faith, healing, and hope. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. May God bless you, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.